What is up, guys? In today's video we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is Evolve Jake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So I'm going Dark Dominion in this game. Hopefully a good amount of players come here, and I was hoping that Dark Voyager would be here as well. Doesn't seem like he is, but the Dark Voyager has a chance to spawn here, and then if he spawns here, he has a chance to drop the mythic Chaos Reloader shotgun when he's eliminated, and that thing is really, really good. Can somebody eliminate me, please? Deadpool. Maybe this lady can. I know you can do it. Come on, thank you. And be on board with Anto Chill. I thought that Deadpool was gonna like land at the same building I was landing at, and then he just didn't. But there was a lot of people that came here. With this season, there is a 0-point shard rift there directly in the center of this POI, which, you know, makes things a little bit easier in these chaotic situations to leave. Last season, a lot of times when making these videos, a problem we would see is that like players would kind of stick around at this POI too long in the mid game, and then just get like chained third party into oblivion. And with that 0-point shard, that should be more avoidable. I'm interested to see what shotgun he goes for here. Maybe he's gonna go for the shredder. I'm not the biggest. Oh, he's gonna get pushed here. So the shredder is not a great shotgun for this type of fight. This is probably going to just be a fight where they're like juggling each other in and out of the bubbles. And the shredder shotgun wants to play like a more controlled fight. So he's going to try to get out of here. But he took so much damage already that this is probably going to be cleaned up. Maybe not, though. But in that situation, if he had picked up the Chaos Reloader shotgun, he could have just smacked that guy in the face hard when he slid in. And then potentially just put him down there. But he wasn't able to do that and didn't shoot his gun at all. And the enemy just gets an easy initiation of the fight, and they should be able to clean this up if they really want to. The way they push him with bubbles is good. If you have bubbles in your inventory and you're trying to push somebody, throwing a bubble in between you and the enemy to kind of create cover where they can't shoot you as you push into them, but also you can play the bubble as you get to them, works out really well. And so I feel like typically people don't really think of shield bubbles as like an item for pushing enemies like that, but it's something that can work out incredibly good. They're just going to be able to regain at this house, but at what cost, I do not know. Luckily, they still have mobility. They still have 6 overdrive nades. The chest he's looking for is in the attic. More people rifting around him. Gloves, that's perfect. He has no heals now, though, so ideally, he would probably want to get to somewhere with vending machines, but he also doesn't have very much gold. The enemy is gliding near him. They might try to land on him. Not even, like, knowing that he's here, but just to, like, land. Yeah. Okay, so this is really bad for the player spectating. Maybe. He should be able to get a free kill here. He needs to take no damage. Because this player was already fighting somebody, like, mid-range from this house. And so that person that guy was fighting is going to push up to this house when the player was spectating and that other person are fighting. That sounds like what happened. Yeah, they're on his roof now. And so he gets kind of trolled by that person landing on him. If he gets the kill cleanly, though, he might have been able to just get that kill and then, like, get shots on this person as they push into him. But taking a lot of damage and not getting the kill allows this other person to push up for free. And that's another situation where I think the chaos... Oh, he's dead. Maybe not. I thought that person from the roof was about to drop down as he used the medkit. Yeah. What is going on, bro? This is just GG's. Okay. I'm like happy that player lost because like spectating them was kind of annoying me. But I was gonna say I feel like that's another situation where the shredder shotgun wasn't very good. Like just catching that person on the roof off guard. The Chaos Reloader or the pump might have done enough damage where you could like swap to the burst and then quickly get that kill, and that's like a situation where getting that kill as fast as possible is like very important. This guy got to push in for free, clean up both players who were weak, and then just go about his day. Like that was absolutely perfect scenario for him. And then once this player was on the roof, trying to like use that med kit was just never gonna work out. They're gonna glove him to death. This guy's also using the shredder shotgun. We'll see if he sticks with that now that he got the purple pump. I don't want him to use the shredder. We'll see how it goes. But with how he's played so far, this was also the person that ran in and slid through those bubbles. And then every kill we've seen since then, he's been beating them with gloves. And if you're going to play up in someone's face like that, like you're not really capitalizing on the benefit of the shredder. As I said before, the shredder is like a more range shotgun that wants to play more controlled and not just like get in on people, I feel like. It's a chip damage shotgun. You can sometimes create ranged fights when you're gloving people. If you go like too high or uppercut them, you know, some separation can happen. But I think the Iron Pump and the Chaos have enough damage to really capitalize on that most of the time. Got mid-range. Look for shots here. Not the easiest shots with the burst, but it could definitely be done. Unfortunately, this player has a DMR. And maybe a hired NPC? Or there's somebody else over here with a hired NPC. Okay, yeah, he is the foundation. I would want to push this now. He doesn't have... Oh, that's bad. I was going to say he doesn't have heals, and so he needs to either push this or just leave. But having this mid-range fight over and over again and letting this player heal up, I don't think would be the greatest. And then, unfortunately for him, he just gets put down by a Chaos Shotgun. The fact that the NPC DMR'd him there was sad. Because he had okay health. He wasn't the healthiest, but he had okay health and he had an HP advantage on this person. And so pushing that, I think, was very good there. But the NPC was the real MVP. And then I also don't remember if he slid in and shot this lady. Oh, just gets third partied. I was going to say, I don't know if he slid in and shot that lady with the shotgun. Because if he did shoot her with the shredder and then just got like meh damage, that maybe would have been another situation where having one of the other like just higher damage shotguns would have been ideal. But it's still incredibly unfortunate that the boss was there. Or not the boss, that the NPC shot him. That is one of the downsides of not having heals, though. Because he didn't have heals in that situation. Like, it's just not going to get better for him. He has to, like, push or just leave, and he chose not to leave. This person has exactly the setup I would like to have. And the person that he just pushed and cleaned up, like, sure, it was an easy cleanup fight, but you saw he shoots one shot, the enemy's dead, they have no chance to respawn or react or anything. And I think I don't even know the name of the skin, but the one that we were spectating that had the shredder and the gloves and everything, I think if they had the chaos, they might have just put that other lady down and still been alive. So there's a Goku player in front of him. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, you can maybe use this person as bait. The Terminator skin right there is like the real one you want to worry about. I don't think that Goku is real. But unfortunately, that person got baited by the Goku. And then the person we're spectating has the easiest cleanup fight of all time. He could... Oh, okay, I was going to say he could go get dashes, but he actually already has some. But the purple water over here gives dashes, and there's a 0-point shard there that you can use as a rift. And so he's going to be able to quickly, like, exit this area. You can just use his dashes to get down there, because, yeah, he's going to replenish them anyways. So got 11 opponents remaining in this zone, which is, I feel like, pretty decent for this season. The lobby's dialed incredibly fast this season, which has been one of the struggles for making these types of videos, is you get into those just, like, absurd stalemate situations. 2 cars about to fight here. He could land on this and shoot mid-range, or he could just pad over there, or he could just overdrive nade. But I wouldn't really want to be fighting mid-range on this, because these people seem like they're, I'm gonna say they seem like they're gonna heavy fight, and so I would want to get in there and clean them up before they're able to get away. This is gonna be a win for the player we're spectating. Nice. I knew that, like, lady had no chance. He's third partying her, and she had the shredder. Getting DMR'd though. That's like, you need to get out of here, bro. I was gonna say you need to dash to that bush. But that's one of the really nice things about dashes. Not only are they very... We'll find him. Perfect. Getting third partied again, though. I would want to go to the rivalry board across the way. Okay, he's gonna go down here. But the rivalry board, like here, is probably where I would have gone. after that fight started happening because they sell heals. And a lot of times they have Flowberry mist in them. And so he could have gone over to there, been somewhat isolated, got the mist, and then healed up. That was just like a very chaotic situation. I don't know if I got to say what I was going to say about the dashes, but like they're great fight. Oh, there's a mist. Excellent. They're great fighting mobility, but also they're great like getting third-party mobility because you don't need to worry about swapping or anything like that. You just hit your button and you're potentially out of there. This player just so happened to end up in the worst spot of all time, and he could overdrive nade onto this now. Yeah, so this person is probably going to get no audio on him doing this. Oh, they leave. The car's weak though. But a lot of times if you like Flowberry miss, shockwave, or overdrive nade onto somebody, they get like no audio for it. And this person goes to a bush and then he just immediately tries to uppercut them out of the bush. If you have pressure on somebody, like you have weak like that, just deleting their bush works really well. Like anytime I get in any sort of bush fight, I want to uppercut the person out of it. But especially in a situation like this where he had such an HP and pressure advantage on that player already anyways. Oh, he's getting pinched again. Just get out of here. Just overdrive nade somewhere else. This is like where the Shredder shotgun is ideal. Like he's just chipping shots at this guy, but it's a fight that just doesn't need to happen. Like one overdrive grenade and he would have been out of there. But this area is like so cursed. Every time he fights here, there's like people in every direction. This should be a kill now. He could eat pizza while down here. Or maybe he loses? I don't know. I feel like this player is a lot better, but like things just keep getting awkward. And okay. Again, Chaos Shotgun versus Shredder. The fight was actually going kind of good for that person, but eventually this guy just, you know, gets in his face with the Chaos, hits a hard shot, and then uppercuts him to his death. Once again, oh, this guy's dead. It's another Shredder versus Chaos fight, and you see the types of fights. Oh, he killed him actually there. So when it's an actual shotgun fight, and that was a gold Shredder. When it's an actual shotgun fight, the Chaos just hard wins, right? And usually if it's an actual shotgun fight like that, the fight is happening whether you like it or not. If somebody's just in your face, you know, using mobility to get on you, or just close to you for some reason, it's usually like that fight is happening. And in a lot of situations where the Shredder would be good, we just saw a few of them, this player is able to use his mobility to get away and reset the fight, because they're usually fights that aren't really like, you know, this fight is happening right now whether you like it or not. Like you have more of an out in the fights where the Shredder is ideal. And in a season like this with this much mobility, I think it's very easy to reset fights. That's unfortunate for that person in the bush, but it's very easy to reset fights, and I think that makes the more controlled shotgun not as good. In a season where there would be like no mobility, I think a weapon like that, the range would be really helpful and you could play really annoying. But with this season, it's really easy to get in people's face, and when you do that, the Chaos Shotgun plus gloves doesn't really have any trouble competing with the Shredder, I think. And then when you do have more of mid-range situations, you also have the Thunderburst SMG to perfectly clear that. The final player in the bush, when he's overdrive nading on him, that would maybe be a situation where the Shredder would be kind of good, but Burst also just did it fine. And I'm guessing that the person in the bush could be seen. You know, we've all been in those situations where you can kind of see somebody's skin poking out through the bush or whatever. It didn't really show on Spectator, but that's like one of the weird things about Fortnite is things like that. What we're spectating doesn't always match up perfectly with what the enemy sees. And he also had just gotten a bounty on that player, and when you get a bounty on somebody, you get the live ping. And so that's probably another reason why he knew exactly where that person was in the bush and was able to just get the damage and get the kill. Whenever you're in, you know, a 1v1 or really late in the game like that, getting those bounties can be really helpful. Sometimes the game doesn't let you get them, but when it does, getting that live ping in a final 1v1 can be a huge advantage, especially if you're going to play pace and play pressure and force the fight happen like we saw this player do. You don't give the enemies much time to react or respond. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.